All right, let's get right into it. From the time we're kids, we're sold this one big idea about success. You gotta set huge, ambitious goals. But what if that's all wrong? What if that's actually holding you back? Today, we are digging into a really powerful, kind of counterintuitive idea that the real secret to progress isn't about chasing goals at all. It's about building systems. And this quote, man, it just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? We're always told to keep our eyes on the prize, on the destination. But this suggests that focusing on those endpoints is the very thing that stops us from finding real, lasting fulfillment. It's a pretty radical thought, and it makes you ask a pretty tough question. I mean, seriously, what if the one thing we all believe is the key to getting ahead is actually just setting us up for a cycle of frustration, burnout, and feeling kind of empty? That is the big central question we're going to tackle. So let's break down why this goal-only mindset can be such a problem. Yeah, chasing a mirage, that's what the source material calls it, and it's the perfect description. It's this belief that there's some magical finish line out there, and once you cross it, boom, everything's going to be great. But, as a lot of us have probably figured out the hard way, that's not exactly how it works. This is what's known as the Mirage of Arrival. You grind for months, maybe even years, to land that job, to finish that project, to buy the thing, and when you finally get there, sure, there's a little spike of excitement. But then, almost immediately, there is this quiet feeling of, okay, now what? That amazing fulfillment you were promised just kind of vanishes into thin air because you pinned all your happiness on a single moment. And this isn't just a vague feeling. It creates very real issues. When you're goal-obsessed, your happiness is always somewhere in the future. It's always, I'll be happy when. Your motivation becomes this crazy roller coaster. You're either sprinting like a maniac towards the finish line or you're totally lost after you cross it. And maybe worst of all, you completely ignore the value of the journey itself, the day-to-day process of getting better. You know, this isn't some new age self-help idea either. We're talking ancient wisdom here. As Sun Tzu points out, victory isn't a one-time thing. It's the direct result of constant, continuous preparation. The second you stop the process, the second you get complacent, you've already lost. It perfectly captures why a goal-only mindset is so fragile. So, if goals are the trap, then what's the way out?
Okay, so instead of chasing mirages, the Craftsman builds a system. This is the big shift. We're moving from being obsessed with the destination to actually falling in love with the path itself.
Now this slide right here, this is the whole idea in a nutshell. Look at the left, the goal mindset. It's all about that final outcome, right? Happiness is always delayed. Success is measured by these big, dramatic finish lines. And what does it lead to? Burnout and quitting. But then, look at the right, the system mindset. Here, the focus is on the daily process. You find satisfaction in the work itself, today, and you measure success simply by being consistent. That creates real, sustainable, long-term progress. It's not about the one big moment. It's about showing up every single day. And this is the huge philosophical shift that changes everything. Your character, your identity, it isn't some trophy they hand you at the end. No way. It's forged piece by piece, day by day, in the discipline of the process itself. The work is what transforms you. Okay, so this sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? It's one thing to get the concept, right? But it's a whole other thing to actually live it. So this next part is all about the how, the practical, concrete steps you can take to build your own system and forge a process that you can really stick with. So there's a pretty clear framework here. First, yeah, you need a vision, a direction, but hold it lightly. Don't strangle it. Second, and this is key, set process goals, not outcome goals. We'll look at some examples in just a sec. Third, you've got to celebrate the small, daily wins. Did you show up today? Awesome. That's a victory. Fourth, be present. Focus on this repetition, this task, this moment. And finally, practice being grateful for the grind itself. The work isn't a punishment you have to endure. It's a privilege. And here it is, laid out perfectly. Look at the difference. Lose 50 pounds is an outcome. It's kind of out of your direct control. But train 5 days a week, that is a process you can totally control. Write a book is this giant, scary mountain. But write 500 words every morning, that's a simple, repeatable system. You see the power in that shift? You stop being a slave to the result, and you become the master of your own effort. So when you start putting all these pieces together, you realize this is a way more than just a productivity hack. It actually becomes a whole new philosophy of progress, a completely new way of looking at your life and the work you do. You know, the Stoics got this thousands of years ago. This quote from Marcus Aurelius is such a powerful reminder that the real value isn't in some distant future achievement. It's in the character we build, in the actions we take right now. Your daily system, your process, that's what creates the echo. You could almost boil it all down to this: the Craftsman's Code. Embrace the challenge, the fire. Respect your tools and the daily work, the hammer. Trust that your consistent effort will pay off. And have the patience to walk the path without needing that instant reward. And this ancient Zen wisdom just nails it. It's about being fully present in whatever you're doing. Don't be walking while you're thinking about the destination, just walk. The power is in doing the thing you are doing right now with everything you've got. Honestly, that's the whole game.
So the takeaway here is to stop waiting for some finish line that's never going to satisfy you anyway. The real reward, the real prize, is found in the rhythm of the work, in the heat of the forge, in the person you become through the discipline of your daily system. The path is the destination. So the only question left to ask yourself is, what will you forge today?